Well, welcome back to What We Watch After Dark, the movies we watch after we put the kid to bed. My name's Nathan,
And I'm Jenny.
and tonight's movie was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, directed by Sam Raimi and starring Benedict Cumberbatch. I really enjoyed the film.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good too.
I mean, I felt Sam Raimi really brought. What I liked is he brought his horror into it, and his horror does. I mean, it can be very scary in certain movies, but if he also knows the level of horror that each thing needs. It seemed like
Yeah,
it never got too. Oh shit!
Yeah, I never thought it was too horrific, horror. But then it also wasn't too campy, but it did have its funny moments.
I think it's one of the. Right, I would say right now that this is my favorite Marvel movie.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, huh?
Yeah, I would say that this is I like the Multiverse of Madness, and I like the first Doctor Strange.
Like, I thought he was good in the Spider-Man movie, but yeah, I definitely think this one was better.
Well, one of the things I think is Benedict Cumberbatch is putting a little bit of Harrison Ford in his acting. You know, kid, lunchbox,
The wink.
you know, that kind of thing. But he's got it down good.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
The guy you want to be. He has that quality, you know.
Yeah, that kind of the right amount of cockiness, but yet, puts himself in the middle of danger and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I like the concept that they brought out with America Chavez in the multiverse part.
Yeah, I guess we should give a synopsis or.
Well, basically, I'm gonna let you do it because
it's kind of hard to describe, but Doctor Strange runs into this girl named America Chavez, who her power is that she can go between universes throughout the multiverse, and I think it's cool that like her portal's like a star shape, but needs to say, with this kind of power, not so great people would like to have that too. So the Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen,
yes,
is wanting to be a mom and have her kids that she was never able to have in this universe.
never real children though. I mean, what I'm getting at is the 616, which it has now officially been called in this movie, talking about different universes. But in the 616, she never really had children.
No.
And that was the psychotic part to me.
Right. And I guess the whole theory is in this movie that your dreams that you are in is you in other universes. So she had dreams about having her kids, and so she knew in another universe they were out there somewhere. And so she was willing to do anything and everything to get that, including be corrupted by the Darkhold and be very evil.
But she played such a great villain, and you know.
Oh yeah, I mean she was looking straight up crazy, chopping people in half, going through all those Ultron type guys. I mean she was covered in oil, blood, barefoot, walking over glass, limping at a point. I mean just looking nuts. I was like,
and still hobbling,
and
hobbling fast.
still going after him.
You know,
And even Benedict Cumberbatch, how he played all these different versions of Doctor Strange.
yes, and I really liked how there were little Easter eggs throughout, and the Peggy Carter one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a definite reference in there to the What If series on Marvel.
Where she was Agent Carter
yeah.
and became...
That she was the one that got the Captain America winner. I mean, Captain America serum.
God.
Instead of Steve Rogers.
And so the shield had the Union Jack on it.
But Steve Rogers becomes a kind of like an Iron Man in himself. A tank.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend watching the What If series on Disney Plus if you haven't already.
Especially the Doctor Strange one.
Episode, for sure. You
It
can
is
see
epic.
how the Darkhold can corrupt.
Yeah.
And so... But, yeah, I mean, that whole panel of the Illuminati... I mean, we saw was it Black Bolt?
We saw Black Bolt.
From that movie,
and
or was that a TV show?
No, well, Black Bolt was originally they had an Inhumans.
Oh, that's right.
TV show
called Inhumans. Yeah. And,
I don't know if that was it could have been the same actor from that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we watched it, but I mean, I try to forget that one. In all honesty.
Well, yeah. It wasn't the best Marvel.
Well, they cut off Medusa's hair. It's like one of the coolest things, supposedly, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna come in and shave her and really just defile her," and it's just like.
But back to the movie at hand.
Back to the movie at hand.
We saw the Fantastic Four guy, the stretchy guy.
Reed Richards.
Yes. I almost called him Keith Richards. That ain't right.
Well, I mean, it's okay, honey. We had Reed Richards.
Yeah.
We had the X-Men 97 Professor X.
Yeah, and his floating, chair thing.
Yeah, and the floating chair thing.
That was awesome.
His tie and his pocket square are the same from the cartoon. I think that's the kind of X-Men they're going to be bringing in.
That's awesome.
To the MCU, I would hope.
What did you think about the going through all the different universes?
Very trippy.
Right?
Very, very...
We saw a little bit of it on the previews.
Yeah, but it was something else. The thing was that really got me, and maybe it's just because I'm a huge fan of this kind of filmmaking, and I felt like Sam Raimi, there's this one point in the movie where they're in a white room and Professor X is trying to help, by going into her mind and trying to get that Wanda out
of the bunker or whatever, yeah.
And that red smoke that just filled in, it was just, it was phenomenally looking. It's the kind of thing I really like to see. I hope it wasn't digital. I would really like to think that we could get that, that thick of red smoke, but
to go where you want it to go.
How she kind of climbs out, and you guys, if you haven't seen it by now, by the way, this is complete spoiler. We're always a spoiler. We don't hold back, but we always don't watch these things until well after the.
They're available to watch on our TV at home and not in the movie theater anymore.
we wait till it was on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I thought visually. So many different shots in this movie were very stunning.
Yeah, it really was. Sam Raimi I've seen his Evil Dead movies. Mm-hmm. Of course, I've seen the Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire movies. I did look up what he's going to, and I don't know if he has any more plans to work with Marvel.
Well, he really, honestly, didn't want to do this one. He, after Spider-Man kind of was a flop, he had sworn off of superhero movies.
Is that what it said?
That's what it said. But that he loved the character of Doctor Strange. He really enjoyed the first Doctor Strange movie and thought, yeah, I think I'll give this a shot. But he, the director that directed the first Doctor Strange movie was originally supposed to come back and direct this one. But due to creative differences, that didn't work out.
Well, you really couldn't have picked... If Marvel's going to go into horror, they really need to keep Sam Raimi around.
Mm-hmm. This is actually the first Marvel MCU movies that's been classified as horror versus action or sci-fi or fantasy or whatever.
Well, the X-Men movie, the Young Mutants X-Men movie, was classified as a horror film too. But that's done by Fox.
Yeah, it's not really a part of...
Yeah, well, no, it is and it's not. It's a whole big woo-ha-ha.
Right.
All right.
But, as I was saying, it was, great seeing Bruce Campbell. Of course, Sam Raimi always uses him in some form or fashion in a little snippet or a bigger role in his movies. And the fact that Doctor Strange had him slapping himself and punching himself, squirting mustard on himself for 3 weeks.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome seeing at the very, very end, past all the credits,
right,
for him to finally stop hitting himself and be like, well, that's over. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's always good to see Bruce Campbell.
Right.
I guess let's go ahead and get into some of the other facts or fun facts like you like to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess first, would you say
yes to every question?
Yes to every question. You would recommend? I would say not for kids.
I mean, not for my daughter right now because but there wasn't that much gore, so...
Well, I mean, there was blood dripping off of, Captain Carter's shield.
Oh, yes.
When she was split in half.
And the monster that was getting cut up at the beginning was also...
I mean, the eyeball was plucked from its face thing.
Okay. So, put the kiddos to bed until they can, PG-13, I say definitely. I just think it's so well done. And, we saw the opening of Marvel, and it was off. The movie was just going from the beginning, and it really didn't let up. It didn't feel to me like the 2 hours that it said.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, I do agree it went fast.
And it was always something. Sam Raimi did such a good job of pushing the story.
Oh yeah. I really didn't see oh man, are they talking still? I mean, yeah, there was dialogue when there needed to be dialogue, but I mean, yeah, lots of action.
But even with the dialogue, it was something pertaining to the problem.
Yeah.
But even then, it made sense because we were going to see her later.
Right.
Now whether that mole is a multiverse thing or not.
Yeah, did she have that in the other universe?
She did, actually. She did. I did think it was slightly moved, but I don't know.
Robin Hood Men in tights and have a move around the face.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, one time, in the universe, right at the tip
of the nose. Huh?
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, how many stars would you give this?
5.
5. Okay, so here's some fun facts from IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
Benedict Cumberbatch revealed in an interview that Benedict Wong broke about 4 ribs when he slammed into something during a stunt.
Ow.
I mean, they were getting thrown all over the place, so it doesn't surprise me. But gosh, it's hard being an actor.
And you know, hey Juan, don't they have stunt people for that?
Right? I know. I guess
Is that not your pay grade yet?
I guess he wanted to try to do some of his own stunts. I don't know. Elizabeth Olsen flew to London to work on this film just 2 days after she finished filming WandaVision. No rest.
And I did see her in an interview mention that it was even though it was no rest, it was nice to continue the character and the development of what the Scarlet Witch was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, even when at the beginning of the movie, you know, Stephen Strange thinks, well, I'll go see Wanda. She's not
She
a
knows
bad
witchcraft.
person. And turns out, nope, she's evil as hell.
Yeah.
But even then, what she was walking around in was a facade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was nothing. Everything she was going after, or everything she was perceiving, was a facade or some kind of like curtain to her world, like to hide what she really is to a degree. And I think I think that with the Wanda thing, do you think she's dead?
As we've discussed previously, nobody ever truly dies in these kinds of things.
You know, then again, they could bring her back as another universe with the X-Men and Magneto being the father. And
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is they can go so many different directions. Sam Raimi has observed that due to the chaotic production process, he and the screenwriters essentially figured out the movie during filming, with the ending being conceptualized about halfway through the shoot. Because this was filmed around COVID. And what's interesting is this was supposed to come out before Spider-Man. But just because of all the COVID and everything else, Spider-Man ended up getting done first. So it came out first, and then this one. Because America Chavez was supposed to make an appearance in Spider-Man to kind of introduce, you know,
her character.
Yeah. They had to kind of rewrite everything. This is Sam Raimi's first directed feature film in 9 years since Oz the Great and Powerful in 2013. It says, according to director Sam Raimi, almost 40 minutes of additional scenes were cut from the film during post-production.
Now, I wouldn't mind seeing a director's cut, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, I do appreciate it wasn't 3 hours long.
The first run, you know, sell me my ticket. The second run, sell me another ticket for a little bit longer. You know?
Right. Benedict Cumberbatch grew out Doctor Strange's goatee for real in this film, rather than merely putting on a fake one as seen in his previous appearances. So, in a movie where most things are fake or a facade, yeah, it's a real goatee on his face.
At one point, it was shaved in the movie, though.
Oh, yeah, in his, like, memory. And I think, you know, speaking of that whole memory scene, that America has two moms, you know? I thought that was cool. Well, you know, it's one of those things. I mean, the fact they called that one universe 7 something or 6, I don't know. I mean, they made it sound like there's hundreds.
Oh, yeah, there is. Like 8,
so...
you mean, like, I think they were referring to 836 or something like that.
Yeah, so, and this is the first time where Mordo is identified by his full name, Carl Mordo. I do think it's funny his first name's Carl.
Right.
So, I think that's about it for fun fact.
Well, we really appreciate y'all listening.
We do. But until then, you can always reach us at our email address, whatwewatchafterdark@gmail.com. Leave us questions, comments, ideas for movies you want us to watch and review. But thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Have a good night.
Bye.